The rain hammered against the window like a thousand tiny accusations, each drop echoing the thud of Alex's heart as he stood frozen in his kitchen. He had just turned to grab a glass of water when he saw her, Emily, his 30-year-old neighbor, framed in her living room window across the narrow alley between their houses. She was dancing, carefree and alive, her silhouette moving to some unheard rhythm. But it wasn't the dance that stopped him cold, it was the way she suddenly paused, turned her head, and locked eyes with him through the glass. A sly smile curved her lips, and she mouthed the words that shattered his world, "If you want to look, just ask." Time stopped. Alex, the 35-year-old single dad who had buried his wife 2 years ago, felt his blood turn to ice. What had he done? Alex Thompson hadn't always been this shell of a man. 3 years ago, life had been a warm, predictable rhythm. He and Sarah had bought their cozy suburban home in Maplewood, a quiet neighborhood where kids rode bikes until dusk and neighbors waved from porches. Sarah was the light of his life, vibrant, with a laugh that could chase away storms. They had Mia, their miracle baby after years of trying, a bundle of energy with Sarah's curly hair and Alex's stubborn streak. Alex worked as a graphic designer from home, balancing deadlines with diaper changes, while Sarah taught kindergarten at the local school. It was imperfectly perfect. Then came the diagnosis. Breast cancer, stage 4. It hit like a freight train, derailing everything. Sarah fought with everything she had, chemo, radiation, experimental trials, but the disease was relentless. Alex watched her fade, holding her hand through the nights when pain racked her body. Mia, only 3 at the time, didn't understand why mommy was always tired. "When will she play again, Daddy?" she'd ask, her big eyes searching his for answers he couldn't give. Sarah passed on a crisp autumn morning, the leaves outside their window turning gold as if the world mocked their loss. Alex buried her under a maple tree in the cemetery, promising to keep going for Mia. But inside, he shattered. Work became sporadic, he took on freelance gigs just to pay the bills. Social life, non-existent. Friends tried to pull him out, setting up playdates for Mia or inviting him to barbecues, but he always had an excuse. Too busy, he'd say, but the truth was deeper. Guilt. Survivor's guilt, they called it. Why her and not him? How could he move on when every corner of the house whispered her name? That's when Emily moved in next door. She was 30, a freelance photographer with a bohemian flair, long auburn hair, tattoos peeking from under her sleeves, and a laugh that carried across the fence like wind chimes. Alex noticed her first when she was unloading boxes from a beat-up van, her arms toned from carrying camera gear. Mia, ever the social butterfly, waved from their backyard. "Hi, I'm Mia. Do you have a dog?" Emily knelt down, her green eyes sparkling. "No dog, but I have a cat named Whiskers. Want to meet him sometime?" From that day, Emily became a fixture in their peripheral lives, waving hello, dropping off extra cookies from her baking experiments, or chatting over the fence about the weather. Alex kept his distance. She was young, single, full of life. He was broken. A dad with bags under his eyes from sleepless nights, haunted by memories. But lately, he'd caught himself glancing her way more often. It started innocently, seeing her water her garden in the evenings, her sundress catching the light. Then, one night, as he washed dishes, he looked up and saw her in her kitchen, humming while chopping vegetables. She was beautiful, unapologetically so. He averted his eyes, ashamed. What was he doing? Sarah's photo on the fridge stared back at him, a silent reproach. The incidents escalated subtly. A week ago, he'd been putting Mia to bed when he heard music from next door. Glancing out the upstairs window, he saw Emily in her living room, practicing yoga. Her form was graceful, lit by soft lamplight. He told himself it was accidental, but he lingered a second too long. Guilt gnawed at him afterward, keeping him up at night. He wasn't a creep, he was just lonely. Desperately, achingly lonely. And now, this. The rain-soaked evening where everything collided. Alex had been making dinner, spaghetti, Mia's favorite, when he stepped to the sink for water. His eyes drifted, as they sometimes did, to the window. Emily was there, dancing alone in her living room, her body swaying to what he imagined was some indie folk song. She wore a loose tank top and shorts, her hair tied back. It was mesmerizing, a glimpse of joy he hadn't felt in years. But then she turned, saw him, and instead of anger or shock, she smiled. That knowing, teasing smile. "If you want to look, just ask," she mouthed, her voice inaudible but the words clear as day through the glass. Alex froze. His glass slipped from his hand, shattering on the floor. Water splashed his socks, but he didn't move. Heart pounding, face burning, he backed away from the window, tripping over Mia's toy truck. Daddy, what happened? Mia called from the table, her fork paused mid-bite. Nothing, sweetie. Just clumsy daddy. He forced a laugh, but inside, panic surged. Had she really said that? Was she mad? Flirting? He cleaned up the glass with shaking hands, avoiding the window. That night, sleep evaded him. Memories of Sarah flooded back, her touch, her scent, the way she'd tease him about his artist stare. But Emily's words looped endlessly. Just ask. Ask for what? Forgiveness. Permission. Something more. The next morning, Alex woke to Mia's giggles. She was at the breakfast table, munching cereal, while the sun streamed in. He poured coffee, trying to shake off the previous night. A knock at the door startled him. Peeking through the peephole, he saw Emily, holding a basket of muffins. His stomach twisted. No escaping now. He opened the door, plastering on a neutral smile. Hey, Emily. Morning. Morning, Alex. Her voice was warm, no trace of accusation. She thrust the basket forward. Blueberry muffins. I baked too many. Thought Mia might like them. Thanks. That's kind. He took the basket, his fingers brushing hers accidentally. A spark shot through him, unwanted, but undeniable. She tilted her head, studying him. You okay? You look like you didn't sleep. I'm fine. Just busy night. Lies. He shifted, glancing at Mia, who waved enthusiastically. Emily leaned in slightly, her voice dropping. About last night. I didn't mean to startle you. Alex's face flushed. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. She finished, a playful glint in her eye. It's okay, Alex. Windows face each other. Happens to the best of us. He swallowed hard. I feel like an idiot. A creepy idiot. You're not. She touched his arm lightly, sending another jolt. Life's too short for apologies over nothing. If you want to look, or talk, just ask. Doors always open. With that, she winked and sauntered back to her house. Alex closed the door, leaning against it, heart racing. What just happened? Was this an invitation? Or pity for the widowed dad next door? Days blurred into a tentative routine. Alex threw himself into work, designing logos for a new client, but Emily lingered in his thoughts. Mia, sensing change, asked about her constantly. Can we see Whiskers today, Daddy? One afternoon, he caved. They knocked on Emily's door, Mia clutching a drawing she'd made of a cat. Emily welcomed them in, her home a vibrant contrast to Alex's orderly but somber space. Walls adorned with her photographs, landscapes, portraits, bursts of color. Whiskers, a fluffy tabby, purred around Mia's legs. As the girl played, Emily and Alex sat on the couch with coffee. So, tell me about your work, she said, curling her legs under her. He shrugged. Graphic design. Boring stuff. Nothing's boring if you're passionate. Show me sometime. Maybe it was the caffeine, or her genuine interest, but Alex opened up. He talked about his latest project, then tentatively about Sarah. She was the creative one. I just followed her lead. Emily listened, her eyes soft. Sounds like she was amazing. I'm sorry you lost her. Yeah, it's been hard. For Mia, especially. You're doing great with her. She's a happy kid. He met her gaze. Thanks. What about you? Why Maplewood? She smiled faintly. Fresh start. Bad breakup last year. My ex was controlling. Photography's my escape. Capturing moments that matter. They bonded over shared vulnerabilities, loss, reinvention. As they left, Emily hugged Mia, then Alex. Come over anytime, she whispered. That hug lingered. Alex felt stirrings he thought dead, desire, hope. But guilt crashed in. Was he betraying Sarah? He visited her grave that weekend, Mia in tow. Mommy, Daddy's friend Emily has a cat. Mia chattered to the headstone. Alex knelt, tracing Sarah's name. I miss you, he murmured. But, I'm lonely. Is it okay to feel again? No answer came, but the wind rustled the leaves, almost like a sigh. Challenges mounted. Alex's work suffered, a client complained about missed deadlines. Mia had a tantrum at school, missing her mom. And Emily. She invited him for dinner, but he hesitated. What if it was pity? What if he ruined Mia's stability? One evening, as storm clouds gathered, Alex found himself at the window again. Emily was there, reading on her couch. She looked up, waved. He waved back, heart pounding. Then, impulsively, he grabbed a notepad, scrawled, "Coffee tomorrow," and held it up. She laughed, nodding vigorously. Yes, she mouthed. Their first date was at a local cafe, Mia with a babysitter. Nervous, Alex spilled his coffee. Emily mopped it up, grinning. Relax. It's just coffee. But it wasn't. They talked for hours, dreams, fears. Emily shared her ex's emotional abuse, how it left her doubting herself. Alex confessed his guilt. I feel like I'm cheating on a ghost. You're not, she said softly. Sarah would want you happy. Life's for living, Alex. He reached for her hand. I'm scared. Me too. But let's try. Their relationship bloomed slowly, like spring after a harsh winter. Dates turned intimate, walks in the park, movie nights with Mia. Emily taught Mia photography basics, capturing her daughter's joy in ways Alex never could. But hurdles arose. Alex's in-laws visited, eyeing Emily suspiciously. So soon? His mother-in-law asked. Alex defended her. It's not replacing Sarah. It's adding light. Then, a crisis. Mia got sick with a high fever. Alex panicked, rushing her to the ER. Emily met them there, holding his hand through the wait. She's strong, like her dad. Mia recovered, it was just a virus, but the night bonded them. In the hospital parking lot, under stars, Alex kissed Emily for the first time. Thank you, he whispered. But doubt crept in. One night, after Mia was asleep, Alex found Sarah's old journal. Entries about their love, dreams for Mia. Tears fell as he read. Was he ready? He pulled away from Emily, canceling plans. Need space, he texted. Hurt, she gave it. Days passed in silence. Alex wallowed, but Mia noticed. Why isn't Emily coming over? I miss her. Me too, kiddo. The turning point came on Sarah's death anniversary. Alex planned a quiet remembrance, but Mia insisted on inviting Emily. She's family now, Daddy. Reluctant, he agreed. Emily arrived with flowers for the grave. They drove together, Mia chattering. At the cemetery, Alex broke. I can't do this. I feel like I'm letting go. Emily knelt beside him. You're not letting go. You're honoring her by living. Ask for what you want, Alex. Happiness. Love. It's okay. Echoing her words from that rainy night. He looked at her, really saw her, strong, kind, a partner. I want you, he said. Us. They embraced, Mia joining in. Resolution came in waves, therapy for Alex, blending families slowly. Emily moved in 6 months later, her photos brightening their walls. Challenges persisted, blending routines, navigating grief, but they faced them together. Years later, on their wedding day, Alex stood at the altar, Mia as flower girl. In his vows, he said, You taught me to ask for what I want. And what I want is forever with you. The inspiring message. Life doesn't end with loss. Vulnerability opens doors. If you want to look, to really see joy, love, connection, just ask. It might freeze you at first, but thawing leads to warmth you never imagined.